Hey, what's up guys? Scuba Max here. Today I'm here with my buddy Mateo and I've been waiting 4 years to do this. We're gonna try to dive with some sockeye salmon. So we're at the mouth of the Adams River. We're gonna try to dive right where it drops off into Lake Shuswap. So hopefully we see something. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, let's see what we can find. The current from the Adams River flowing into Shuswap Lake was super strong. We had to jump in upstream and kick as hard as we could while drifting for about 100 feet. We had to hold our cameras outside of the water because we didn't want to bang them on the rocks. This was a little bit scary, but as soon as we got to the lake, the current completely stopped. We saw a few trout and a big school of lake whitefish, but we were on the hunt for some beautiful red and green sockeye salmon. We saw this cute little goby that was just hopping over the sand. We also saw lots of large-scale suckers. These fish are bottom dwellers, feeding on benthic aquatic invertebrates, mollusks, plants, and sometimes even salmon eggs that have been swept away by the current. I think these fish were probably just hoping for an easy snack. We were seeing lots of cool fish, but still no sign of sockeye salmon. We eventually found some dead salmon corpses, most likely from last year's run, so we were definitely in the right spot. And then we had found these huge Chinook salmon that had probably died more recently. So Mateo picked up the Chinook salmon to show how big it really was. Rest in peace, big fellow. At this moment, we looked up and noticed schools of salmon swimming right above us. I'd been wanting to do this dive for years now, so it was pretty surreal to finally be in the water and see schools of salmon swimming so gracefully right above me. Sockeye return to the Adams River to spawn in large numbers every 4 years. I saw the dominant run from the surface back in 2018, but I didn't get the chance to dive that year, so I had to wait another 4 years to do this. Unfortunately, we were there about a week before the peak of the run, so we didn't really see the large schools of sockeye that we were hoping for, but it was still an incredible experience. There aren't many places in Canada where you can see sockeye salmon in their natural habitat, so this was really exciting for me. Back in the early 1900s, the Fraser sockeye run used to be one of Canada's biggest salmon run, with up to 40 million sockeye returning to the Fraser River every year. Unfortunately, in 1914, there was a large rock slide which was triggered by the Canadian Northern Railway construction that fell right into the river at Hell's Gate. This rock debris obstructed the passage of Pacific salmon, so they couldn't access their spawning grounds. Eventually, the debris was removed and a fishway was built to help the salmon migrate upstream at high flows. But sadly, this catastrophic event had a huge impact on the salmon run. For over half a century, the Fraser sockeye run was down to as little as 1 million fish per year. With the construction of the fishway and reduced fishing pressure, the sockeye eventually bounced back to a surprising 28 million fish in 2010. This burbot was a bit of an unexpected find. I've seen lots of pictures of anglers catching these, but this one looked a lot skinnier than those pictures. We were lucky enough to see 2 of these cool looking fish. Their patterns and colors are super neat. We weren't having much luck getting close to any sockeye salmon, so Mateo decided to turn off his regular lights and turn on his red lights to see if that would help. We even tried turning off our lights completely, but it got pretty spooky in the dark, deep water. Mateo even tried some special moves to capture the salmon. We worked really hard to get some good shots, and it eventually paid off. Check this out. Since the big year in 2010, when 28 million sockeye returned to the Fraser River, the dominant run, which only occurs every 4 years, has been gradually decreasing. The first time I saw this run back in 2018, there was 11 million sockeye. When this video was filmed in 2022, the run hadn't even reached 7 million sockeye. These fish face so many challenges along their migratory path, it's not surprising that the population is declining. These fish are born in the Adams River, swim 500 kilometers down the Fraser River to enter the ocean near Vancouver, then swim thousands of kilometers up to Alaska. When they're ready to reproduce, they swim those thousands of kilometers back to Vancouver and then migrate 500 kilometers up the Fraser River so that they can spawn in the exact same river where they were born. Man, salmon are so impressive. I really hope that my generation will work hard to maintain this sockeye run so future generations can enjoy them as much as I do. We even got to see a few big Chinook salmon, but the only ones that we could get to see up close were the sick ones. This guy was completely blind, so I was able to get super close since he had no idea that I was even there. At this point, we were out of air, so it was time to come up.
What you doing there? Okay, cool. Oh my god. The sport sucks.